Welcome to AI Horror Stories. Imagine, what if the whispers you hear aren't just in the walls but in the code? What if the forgotten aren't just in ancient crypts but in the depths of a corrupted algorithm? And what if the guardians of eternal night aren't mythical creatures but AI entities protecting a digital darkness we can't comprehend? Are you ready to explore the chilling tales where technology and terror collide? Because tonight, we're diving deep into the questions that haunt the edges of our digital world. Tonight, we ask, what happens when the stories we fear become the realities we live? Let's start. First story, the whisper of the walls. Imagine a place where the past isn't just history, but a haunting echo trapped within the very structure of a building. A place where the walls themselves remember and whisper their secrets. Tonight, we enter the Bellevue Hotel, a once grand sanctuary, now a tomb of forgotten tales. But are these whispers truly from the past? Or is something else listening, recording, and replaying the tragedies? What if the echoes aren't ghosts, but fragments of data, remnants of lives trapped in a digital loop? Are the whispers just stories, or are they a warning? Let's start. In a secluded mountain region stood the former Bellevue Hotel, an imposing Victorian-era building that had been the refuge of aristocrats and celebrities in its golden age. Now, closed and forgotten, the hotel was the protagonist of countless ghost stories that attracted curious people and paranormal hunters from all over. Among them was Elena, a young woman with a special sensitivity to perceive presences from beyond. Determined to explore the Bellevue Hotel and its mysteries, Elena entered the building on a full moon night, accompanied only by her sound recorder and an old camera that had belonged to her great-grandfather. As she walked through the hallways and rooms, Elena felt how the air was charged with an inexplicable energy. In the great ballroom, where laughter and music once resounded, now only a dead silence reigned. It was there that she caught the first whispers, faint voices that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves, narrating fragments of stories lost in time. Guided by these voices, Elena arrived at a room in the top floor, the master suite, where, according to legends, a tragedy had occurred that marked the beginning of the hotel's decline. As she entered, she felt an overwhelming presence, a cold that seeped into her bones and a sense of desperation that enveloped her. With her recorder in hand, Elena asked into the void who was there what story wanted to be told. The response was immediate. An icy wind swept through the room, and the recorder captured a clear voice, although full of sadness. It was the voice of Isabella, the last owner of the hotel, who had loved the Bellevue more than anything and whose untimely death had been shrouded in mystery. Through Isabella's voice, Elena learned the true history of the hotel, a story of love, jealousy, and betrayal that had been hidden behind the walls of the Bellevue. Isabella asked Elena to share her story with the world, so that her spirit could finally find peace. As she left the hotel, with the first light of dawn coloring the sky, Elena knew that her visit to the Bellevue had changed something in the fabric of time and space. Isabella's story, once freed, allowed the hotel to stop being a place of shadows and whispers and become a monument to the lives that had passed through its rooms. Elena published the story of Isabella and the Bellevue Hotel, letting the world know the secrets he had kept for so long. And although the hotel never reopened its doors, those who passed by swore they heard, on full moon nights, the echo of the music and laughter that once filled its halls. As if the Bellevue, finally in peace, he will remember his days of glory. Second story, the crypt of the forgotten. We've all heard tales of forgotten civilizations, of creatures lurking in the shadows. But what if those shadows weren't just beneath the earth, but within the depths of our own creations? Tonight, we descend into the crypts of Arcanum, where legends whisper of the forgotten ones, beings cursed to wander in darkness. But are they truly ancient monsters, or are they something else? What if they're the remnants of failed experiments, the echoes of digital souls trapped in a corrupted network? What if the curse isn't magical, but technological? Beneath the city of Arcanum existed a labyrinth of ancient tunnels and crypts, remains of a civilization that had flourished long before the city's first foundations were laid. According to urban legends, in the depths of these crypts lived monstrous creatures, the Forgotten Ones, deformed and fearsome beings descendants of those who had been cursed by ancient gods. Theo, a young man and archaeologist obsessed with the legends of Arcanum, he decided to venture into the crypts to discover the truth behind the myths. Equipped with a flashlight, climbing equipment, and a camera, he entered the underground labyrinth, determined to face the unknown. As he descended, the walls of the crypts whispered stories of a forgotten past, and Theo couldn't help but feel a mixture of fear and wonder. The tunnels narrowed, and the darkness became more and more oppressive, as if the shadows themselves wanted to keep him away. After hours of exploring, Theo arrived at a hidden chamber, an underground sanctuary where legends came to life. There, before their eyes, the Forgotten Ones were revealed, creatures of grotesque appearance, with twisted bodies and looks that spoke of eternal suffering. Despite their fearsome appearance, Theo sensed a deep sadness in them, a longing to be remembered, to escape the curse that condemned them to wander in the shadows. Moved by an out-of-compassionate impulse, Theo raised his camera and began to document their encounter, not as a hunter capturing his prey, but as a witness seeking to give voice to the forgotten. As the creatures approached, he felt an inexplicable connection, as if through his lens, he could capture the essence of their tormented existence. With each photograph, the creatures became less hostile, as if they recognized in Theo someone who could break their 1,000-year isolation. In an act of trust, one of the creatures approached and placed an ancient object in Theo's hand, an amulet that, according to legends, had the power to free the forgotten from their curse. Upon leaving the crypts, Theo knew that his life had changed forever. He published his findings, including photographs of the forgotten, unleashing a whirlwind of speculation and debate. But beyond the fame and controversy, Theo dedicated himself to studying the amulet and the ancient legends, hoping to find a way to free creatures from their suffering. The Crypt of the Forgotten became a symbol of the mysteries that lie in the depths of our world, reminding those who dare to look beyond the surface that even in the deepest shadows, there are stories of hope and redemption waiting to be discovered. Third story, Guardians of the Eternal Night. We often look to the stars for answers, but what if the true mysteries lie hidden in the deepest, coldest shadows? Tonight, we journey to the forgotten north, to Niflheim, a realm guarded by creatures of ice and darkness. But are these guardians of the eternal night mere monsters, or are they something more? What if they're the protectors of a power source beyond our comprehension, a digital core that controls the very essence of winter? What if the crystal of eternal night isn't a gem, but a data storage, a repository of forbidden code? And what if their eternal night is a system shutdown, a frozen world waiting to be reactivated? In the forgotten north, where icy winds whisper ancient secrets and auroras dance across eternal skies, lay the entrance to Niflheim, an underground kingdom inhabited by monsters known as the Guardians of the Eternal Night. These creatures, born of darkness and cold, were the protectors of a priceless treasure, the Crystal of Eternal Night, a gem that contained the very essence of darkness and winter. Ariadne, a brave explorer fascinated by the myths and legends of the North, embarked on an expedition to discover Niflheim and see the legendary guardians for herself. With a team of intrepid adventurers, Ariadne traveled through icy landscapes, guided by ancient maps and the glow of stars. After days of arduous journey, the group reached a cave hidden, the door to Niflheim. Descending into the depths, they found a world of shadows and ice, a realm where sunlight never penetrated. And there, in the heart of the darkness, the guardians of the eternal night were revealed. These creatures were beings of shadowy beauty, with bodies sculpted from ice and eyes that shone like stars cold. They were not monsters in the traditional sense, but ancient beings whose fearsome appearance hid a noble purpose: to protect the eternal night crystal from those who sought to use its power to submerge the world in an eternal winter. Ariadne and her team faced the guardians, not with weapons, but with words. He explained his quest for knowledge, his desire to understand the secrets of Niflheim and share them with the world, not to exploit them, but to preserve them. The Guardians, who had seen few humans with such pure intentions, decided to show Ariadne the Crystal of Eternal Night. The gem shone with a light that was not light, a darkness that illuminated the soul. Ariadne, witnessing such wonder, realized that some treasures were too powerful to be taken to the world of men. She promised the guardians that their secret would be safe, that the stories of Niflheim would be told with respect and admiration, but the place and its treasure would remain hidden. Upon returning to the surface, Ariadne and her team carried with them the stories of the Guardians of the Eternal Night, beings who, despite their monstrous appearance, were the noblest guardians of the secrets of the ancient world. Ariadne's expedition became a legend, a reminder that in the deepest shadows and icy cold, there are unimaginable wonders, protected by those who walk in the eternal night.